Our guest today is Daniel Lee, and it's my pleasure to introduce him to you. Hi, Daniel. How are you?
I'm doing well, Shirley. Thanks for having me.
Oh, great. Daniel, whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Santa Cruz, California, right on the West Coast.
Okay, Santa Cruz. Oh, you've been in the news recently with your recent weather event, the flooding I'm talking about. Were you affected at all?
No, it was just wet, but I didn't feel any of the major effects, anything negative. But it's just cold and wet, typical.
It's cold over there.
Yeah, it's cold in this room, probably under 60.
Mm,
I live
mm,
in an old Victorian downtown, so it gets really cold and then it gets very warm in the summer. I enjoy
okay.
it.
All right. Um, Daniel, this podcast is called the Traveller's Ukulele Gig Guide. And so we like to hear a little bit of context around our ukulele uh, players about where you're living. So if I was a visitor visiting you in Santa Cruz, where would you recommend I go and see as a traveller?
Here in Santa Cruz, we have a lot to offer. The beaches, of course. The boardwalk is, if you've never been there, then you have to go there, kind of thing. And then attached to the boardwalk, you can probably do a several mile walk right on the coast and see some world famous surfing spots.
I love that. I love the beach. I'm all beach. I'm all tropical. It sounds great to me.
Mhm.
Daniel, you play ukulele. How long have you been playing ukulele for, my friend?
So I've been playing ukulele for 13 years, exactly. Probably a little bit longer than my daughter's age. So she's 13 and I've probably been playing 13 and a couple months.
Mm-mm.
13 years and a couple months.
Um, do you associate the ukulele with her? Did you pick it up and play little lullabies to her?
Yeah, so during the baby shower for her, someone had gifted a Barbie ukulele, a plastic one, and I either held my little daughter or just played that ukulele. And I was always looking for another instrument. I play other instruments. I was always looking for another one that would just feel good, and kind of sit well with me. And I went through several other, guitar and chromatica and what have you. Try to revisit drums. That's my first instrument. And then that pink Barbie ukulele is what found me.
Mm, fantastic. Was it because, I mean, the ukulele is small, it's portable, but it also has a versatility for a small little instrument, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it's very versatile. It's very easy on the ears. It's non-intrusive, and it's true because I used to carry a small instrument called a melodica, which is basically a air-powered piano, which is very intrusive, and every, you know, 60% of the population, if not more, would complain about that instrument in public.
Oh,
So this one was nice. No one's really complained about it. So
fantastic. Oh, it's
Mhm.
lovely. Um, we, you play ukulele. Do you play in a club or do you play in a different environment?
Yeah, so I I play in a really very different stage. So um, I play for children in palliative care, and
Mm,
I also play for families in bereavement. So the way I like to describe it to the families that are new and that I would describe it as just anything musically fun for an hour. And
mm,
so I just provide a space where kids can explore instruments or just sit and listen and sleep or just kick their feet. Some kids, we set up our drums and throw a ball down a cascading set of drums and see if we can hit all of them. And so whatever we can do, we sing from books. And some of the kids I see, I'm just looking for them to move their toes or even just kind of like look in my direction and smile, and that's like a really great session. So I have everything in between, from kids running around and jumping off the sofa to just in their bed and resting.
Mm. Daniel, it sounds like music therapy. Are you a music therapist? Is that a term you
So
use
I
in America?
Yeah, so I've been awarded a um I've been given an award last year for music therapy. So I do provide therapy for them. I like to say music enrichment provider.
Mm.
That's kind of the title I've been going with since I've taught kindergarten music, and that's the title they gave me, and I really enjoy that one. I just provide just enrichment and just in any way, just a safe space to just listen and coo. Yeah.
Fantastic. Um, this is your full-time professional work?
Yeah, so I have two kids, so I provide a living for them and myself in Santa Cruz playing the ukulele, which is really
Amazing.
exciting because I never thought I would play a ukulele. It's always piano. I have a degree in voice, and I don't know, I always thought I'd just play the piano. I've worked making music and playing for churches and touring, playing keys, but it was never consistent. I always taught on the side, teaching, but I literally just play in the setting I just described. That's all I do. And I get to make my own schedule, so I work maybe 2 or 3 days a week, which provides me time to I don't know, find my own releases with
Yes,
with the
sure.
work. Mhm.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, that is a dream in itself, I think, for many people who want to be in charge of their own work-life balance. That's
It
terrific.
really is a dream come true, and it really just, like, fell in my lap. The ukulele did, the whole job did. I was never planned to do this, and I went through a whole list of times in my life I had to make some hard choices, and I think it all led to what I do now. So
Mm.
I'm really grateful. I mean, I was gigging at a local restaurant on the beach when somebody was like, "What are you?" I was raising money because I was teaching that for kids, the local kindergarten here, and I noticed they need instruments and I needed resources. So I was like, anything you donate in our tip jar, I'm gonna buy music instruments for kids, right? For the kindergarten class there in town and the district. And one of the ladies that I used to work with approached me, and she inquired of who I am and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And she's like, I think you'd be the perfect music therapist for us. And then she referred me over to a nonprofit, Coastal Kids Home Care. And yeah, it just happened. And I've been doing that since. So it's probably 5 years I've been doing this work.
What a blessing. Look, I'm thousands and thousands of kilometres or miles from you in Australia. But the way I found you was through a Facebook group called Ukulele Lovers. And it's a
Hmm.
marvelous form of connection. And this podcast and our Facebook group is about connecting with other ukulele players. And what struck me about a comment that I read, so it caused me to reach out to you, um, was something you wrote in response to a question of how is ukulele changing your life. Would you mind if I read out your answer?
Oh, please read it. Yeah.
It's not just my life. I play for children in palliative care and for families in bereavement. I'm not only supporting myself and two kids, but I'm holding space for other humans to grieve, to heal, and to express themselves through music. That's you, isn't it? Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
beautiful sentiment. Absolutely wonderful. Um, what in what way? How do you gauge how you're going to spend the time with the different people? I mean, for the first sessions, do you just go along with an idea, but when you get there, you read the scene, read the child, and then find something to engage with them in a ukulele sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been fortunate to teach a lot of ages, kindergarten all the way through seniors in high school. And so I have a long list of songs and they're gauged towards their age. And so I just start there and yeah, I read the scene and it's all about connecting, right? And so if it's kind of just quiet and serious and what have you, then sure, I'm gonna play. I like to just my new thing is I do these arpeggios versus strumming. Strumming is very harsh, and
Mm.
so I'll lead in with that and just sing some very familiar tunes. And if I get their eyes to open and smile from ABCs or Wheels on the Bus, then I just kind of hold it there and not push too hard or try not to get too excited. But yeah, definitely I read the scene and connect, and once we're connected, then we just kind of move along together, you know?
Wonderful.
And everyone's different.
Yes, everyone is so different, and I suppose that's one of the skills that you bring as a musician and as an empathic musician. You want to sort of move into that space and add into that, which is not going to disrupt but be a positive influence. On that note, I wonder,
Mhm.
do you have a song that you would like to play for us today?
Yeah, so I was gonna play a very familiar song. I play this song every day. I play it at the end of every session for I have several books, softback, hardback, what have you, for the kids to read through and flip through. So it's called A Wonderful World, and it has really taken on new meaning for me doing this work, especially the last verse. When it talks about I see babies cry and watch them grow, and I mean it's so true. It's yeah. Here we go. I see trees of green and roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky are also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, "How do you do?" They're really saying, "I love you." I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. You have a time for a ukulele solo? Okay. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, "How do you do?" They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Yay! Thank you so
Yay!
much. That was beautiful, really lovely. I have a feeling that song would release a lot of emotion in different circumstances. Um, do you have a couple of positive stories that you could share with us where ukulele has just blown your mind in surprise in the context that you play it?
Yeah, I have endless stories. Um, Man, I have a young man who's about 18 years old. He's quadriplegic, spastic, so he can only do just very basic movements. And he's a selective mute, so he doesn't talk to anyone. He doesn't talk to his social worker or nurse. But when I'm there, he sings and plays the keyboard.
Mm, wonderful. Beautiful.
Now, I
Great.
go ahead, Shirley. I have more. I have oh, so one of the stories I was on the news last year for the award, and they talked about I can say her name because they talked about it on TV, but her name is I know her mom's name. I'm brain farting. Doesn't matter. I'm kind of upset. I'm forgetting it right now. But anyhow, she was a teenager and she was only like yay big. Just sat on a mat, laid on a mat, and when I would show up, all she wanted was just a microphone, and she had a basket full of microphones, just any toy that she that she can hold. And I would always hand her this plastic Rambo knife that she would it's a plastic one, and she had like band-aids, and it was all dolled up just for her, and she would just sing in that little toy, the top of her lungs, with all her limbs just stretched to the ceiling, and yeah, so that was those are special moments. I have another child I see still, and usually he's in the back room when they carry him out, and when they carry him out, he's just kind of like just limp, he's just kind of staring off into one area, and I mean, as soon as I strum, his hands and feet just spring out, and he gets this big smile, and he just coos the entire time. Just, ooh. He'll start doing air violin, and it's just a really there's so many special moments. I mean, there's one time I was singing, "Don't worry about a thing," I have a book for it, a little children's book, and I'm the the patient and she's only 2 at this time, and she's just rocking out and just smiling, and I look over and the mom is just in tears. So there's all these moments. They're all beautiful to me. There's nothing negative
No,
about any of the situations. I know it's like some for the parents and the families, I know it's not an ideal situation, but for me, like, it's tough work, and I really had to, like, change my, perspective on it all, and just look at it from that light of, man, it's just beautiful, there's these little human beings that were sent here, and they have a really short moment in time, shorter than your life and my life and everyone else's life, and our lives are already short. And they're, we're all made of stardust, so this little cosmic interaction, somehow I've been invited to partake of it, and enjoy it. Everyone rushes out and watches Halley's Comet when it floats in the sky, and we're in awe of its beauty, this cosmic event. It's only here for just a minute, 2 weeks. Everyone go out and look at it. But if you stood on there, you die. It's tumultuous up there. So yeah, the perspective changes, so I really had to move back and really just see every moment as something special, and somehow and again I've been asked to be there, so I
Daniel,
can I can talk about every moment.
Daniel,
So
this is really wonderful, and I thank you for your time. We've almost come to
yeah,
the end of our
yeah,
conversation for today.
yeah,
And I guess what I've really wanted to capture by reaching out to you is the incredible diversity of the ukulele and how it can bring so much positivity and healing into a space. And I think I don't know very many people who are using ukulele as you are, and so I really commend you for that and thank you for it. Um, we have a few minutes left. Would you like to play another song, or would you like to yarn with us a little bit more about something else? I'm going to leave it up to you.
I'll play a song with a little story behind it.
Yep.
So I've always wanted to. I whistle as well, so I've had this dream of being a Disneyland whistler. So I'm gonna whistle tune. I'm gonna scoot back a little bit because it gets kind of loud, and see if you enjoy it. Gotta lick the lips. What do you think?
I think it's lovely. It's amazing. It's a lost art, and actually, I enjoy it much more than yodeling.
I have a whistle for every song. Every song
Really?
I play, I can whistle the melody. Yeah, Wonderful World. It's an option, and
We've
just
got a
any
couple of
song.
minutes left. I'd love you to whistle us out to the end of this segment.
Okay,
Ladies
ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, travelers, for listening to the Travelers Ukulele Gig Guide podcast. We've been talking to Daniel Lee, who's way over in Santa Cruz, California, and his one of his dreams is to be a Disney whistler playing ukulele. He's going to play for us now, and until we meet again, aloha, safe travels. Until we see each other again. Thanks so
That's
much,
it.
Daniel. Well done. It's been lovely talking to you. And would you like to talk to us again on another day?
I would love to anytime.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Mhm.
We will. I will be in touch, and let's do that. Let's check in a few months' time or in your next big event, and see how you're traveling out there. Take care, Daniel, and thanks for all the work you're doing with ukulele, out in Santa Cruz, California.
Yay! Thanks for having me.
No
I'll see
worries.
you
Thank
later.
you. Aloha. Bye.
Aloha. Bye.
Okay, well done. Well, that's the end of that. I think we've got about 1 or 2 minutes left, but I think it went quite well. How did you feel it
Yay!
went?
Good. Yeah, I felt great.
Okay,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I appreciate you having me.
absolutely. All right, I'll get this edited and I'll get it to you. There's a little bit of stop and start, a little bit of stall, but I think
Yeah,
I think the story still comes across very well.
yeah. You can probably edit some of it down too. I play the whole song, so you can just fade out if wherever you want
Yeah, 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 yeah,
at the
yeah.
end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. Okay, well, I'm going to do that. Daniel, thanks for all the effort you went to. We really appreciate it. Okay, thanks.
Have a
See
nice
you
day.
later. I'll be in touch. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, travellers. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, or click notifications on your preferred platform so you don't miss a yarn. We're posting a new episode every Wednesday morning because it's a great hump day, pick me up kind of a podcast. Thanks for listening. This is Shirley Ann. Aloha.